About what I'm going to talk about today. I talked about it yesterday I have had the most incredible experience over the last few weeks with a course I released, Confident Acrylics. And I just want to take a moment of gratitude to all of the students that have come through our little ecosystem and community that we've built. You mean the world to me. You bring me so much joy and have taught me things that I didn't even know I would ever learn. You have opened a world to me and a new way to express myself that I didn't know was available. And I just love how much I get from you. And I hope it's as much, I hope I give you a fraction of what you give me. I have had such incredible experiences with our students, whether it's been in our Painting of the Week Club or the Creative Circle or Confident Acrylics. You guys are just absolutely incredible human beings. And I just reflect a lot on how you're givers and you're giving and you are genuine and kind and have really, really big hearts. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was, I wanted to first express that gratitude. And then the other thing that I've personally, kind of making a bit of a confession here, I've kind of struggled this year, we're in 2022, with when I first started teaching, when I first started marketing and being online a lot, it was in the middle of COVID. There was a lot going on. It was very scary, but it was different. It felt quieter. It felt more intimate. It felt like we could have closer conversations. And since things have opened up, which, by the way, I'm so grateful that we have come through this and we are coming out the other side. But just even in my personal life, since things have opened up, I have been struggling with all of the noise. I don't know how to better quantify it. It's like we pared things down, we figured out what was essential, and life got very simple for a couple years. And now we're trying to go back to the way it had been before then. And it feels very jarring for me. Like it's, how do you show up? There's all this FOMO. There's a million different things to do. There's a million different people to see. Everything feels so much noisier and like you should be shouting for attention instead of speaking to the people that matter, instead of having really genuine, meaningful conversations and deeper connections. And I think as an educator and a person, that is something I crave and something I've thrived on and just loved. And I think that's why I so enjoy the Creative Circle and I so enjoy the Painting of the Week Club, is I get to have these deeper conversations. I get to know you all, and so many of you, I know you, I see you show up every week. I get to cheer you on. I get to see what progress you're making. And that has been very impactful for me. And it has really just fulfilled me as a person and as an educator and as an artist even. It lets me know that I am bringing something into the world and creating a greater impact. I still love painting, but something about painting is it goes and it lives in somebody else's life. So when somebody buys one of my paintings, they'll tell me about it and they come back and I've become friends with some of my collectors, but you don't see the day-to-day impact as much on their life when they have something hanging in their homes versus I see the impact that I'm making in your lives every day when I teach and I watch you paint and I watch you make progress and I watch the joy that you have when you know that you can do something and give it to the world. It has just been such this level up that I can't even describe because it's been so big for me. That being said, I'm also somebody that, like, when I say I'm going to do something, I always do it. We've had this twice a year, we do a big event to kick off opening the Creative Circle, which is y'all are my people. We interact. I get to know you so well. Some of y'all have been with me for 2 years or more, almost like we're going on 2.5 years now. And I have gotten to really know you as people and been able to see your soul. And I've watched some of you guys just grow and flourish. And that we always do something big to open the doors and kind of spread the word and get it out there. And typically it's been a large public workshop, a 3-day event. And it takes a long time to plan. It takes a fair amount of resources, energy, money to get going. And it's a big undertaking. And I enjoy it. I love it. But the last 2 weeks have kind of made that impossible. And not from a logistical standpoint. I can stand here today and do it. I can teach the cow, which, by the way, one of my members of Confident Acrylics helped me realize that the cow should not be named Cassius because all cows are female. This is a fact I did not know. My husband grew up with cows. He never told me that. So I blame my husband. So I've had a really hard time with, after evacuating, being so concerned with not just my home, but my family, my team, trying to go through and do the thing that we've committed to, and trying to then go on to the show that we committed to, even in the face of evacuating, even if, we never knew if we would come back and we'd have a home after the show in Virginia Beach. And then the show got canceled too, and I come back and everything's fine. How lucky are we? It missed us. As with hurricanes in the Gulf, there is no clear winner. Somebody always loses. Once a hurricane is headed for the coast, it has to go somewhere. It's not like the ones in the Atlantic where it can veer back out to sea. It has to get out of the Gulf, and unfortunately, somebody always gets hit. And I have had a very hard time figuring out how to market and be here and be present and get Cassius out into the world. And it is, especially when an hour and a half south, there has been such massive destruction. It has, I have had family hit and severely impacted by pretty much every major hurricane that has come across, from Hugo to Katrina to Matthew to you name it. We have been helping our family clean up major disasters for 30 years now, and I have wielded my fair share of chainsaws in the event to help clean up, and sent funds privately to many a relief campaign and a cleanup campaign. And so it really hits close to home. And and a lot of our collectors, some of our best shows are down in the Naples and Fort Myers area. We have Creative Circle members down in the Naples and Fort Myers area. And so it has felt really, really hard to continue marketing, continue speaking as if everything is just fine, which for us here day to day, it is. It's sunny, we have power, we have water, Publix is open. Our houses are fine. We had no damage. It's fine. But just an hour and a half south, it's not. And so in order to be true to who I think I am and who our brand is, we are going to have a change of plans. And I honestly, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble finding the words. It's because I'm trying to not get emotional. I was very emotional when talking to Confident Acrylics yesterday, and I'm trying to not go there because then I'm not a pretty crier, and then it's difficult to communicate the message that I'm trying to get across. We've been racking our brains to come up with a solution that is true to us and true to the situation that's going forward and benefits everybody, and that we can get excited and get behind. And I think we've got it. And I'm really excited about it. And I hope that you guys come on this journey with me. And I've been racking my brains. I started a really big painting that I was like, okay, I'll paint this painting, I'll release it, I'll do prints. We can have the benefits go to benefit hurricane relief. And then it was just, there was so much going on. There's so much swirl that the thought of trying to market a print was kind of making my head hurt in addition to everything else. And so we stopped, we took a breather, and we were like, well, what's important? And we always come back to the important thing is people. It's the people, and it's the people that mean the most to us, and it's our community, and it's our experience in this life. It's not stuff. It's not status. It's not money. The most important thing is us and our people. That's what's irreplaceable. I grew up on an island on the East Coast of South Carolina, and so we almost yearly had to evacuate. And so it was kind of imprinted on me from a very, very early age what is important. My mother would give me a small U-Haul box and say, okay, if in case we evacuate, you get to fill up this box, and that's it. That's all we have room in the car for, because we have all the pets. We have to take your brother. And I was like, do we have to take my brother? But, you get all the people, you get your photo albums, you get your pets, your insurance documents, and then you hope that you have something to come home to. And that is the reality of the hurricanes and what happens. And a lot of people didn't even have the chance to get that because of how the hurricane was tracking for our area, and it missed. And that's just what happens with hurricanes. So what we are going to do is we are going to change things up a little bit. Instead of doing a 3-day cow workshop, we are going to do a 1-day live paint along to benefit victims of Hurricane Ian. And if you have any questions, I will answer your questions, I swear. I'm going to get to all of that. But the reason why we're going to do this is a lot of what I've talked about. People are busy. There's more things going on. A 3-day workshop, I think, is a little bit harder for everyone to attend and get involved in right now. There's just so much going on. And so I want this to benefit the victims of Hurricane Ian, and I want it to be the most impactful, in the most impactful way possible. And I want to meet some new people. I want to meet some good people. I want y'all to help spread the word of what you have been doing and what you've been learning and what you've been experiencing as well. So what we're going to be doing is Wednesday, October 19th, we are going to be doing a live paint along. We are going to be voting on the subject matter. So I have palm trees. You can see palm trees. We can do a flamingo, or we can do a Florida strong. It's, I am purposefully picking subject matter that we can definitely do in one day. And I know we can tackle it, and I know I can teach, and I know it's not going to take 5 hours long. So what we're going to do is it's going to be one day. We're going to have a pop-up Facebook group. And if you want to attend, we have a free option. So you can attend for free, or if you would like the replay, we are going to make the replay available for $25. And then with the replay, you also get the tracing, the color swatches, and everything we know. What do? We do the tracing, we do the color swatches, and the replay. That's typically what we do for a workshop. And 100% of the profits are going to be going to the Florida Disaster Fund, and it will be earmarked for Hurricane Ian relief. So when we donate that money, it will say Hurricane Ian. So all of the funds have to go to their relief efforts there. So the other thing we're going to be doing is, if you know of anyone that leads paint parties or does like wine and design or anything like that, I never ever release my designs to be taught by others, but I am going to also, for $50, make it available to teach other people. And I'm doing this in the hopes that if somebody else is teaching, they will also help spread the word by having the time that they teach it potentially go to benefit hurricane victims, so that we can maybe have this echo effect and this boom effect. And maybe we can help spread the word even more. Now, if you have we have already had a bunch of people sign up for the cow party, and we can't thank you enough for signing up. What we are going to do, if you've already signed up for the cow party, is you are going to get access to the version that we broadcast before. So you will get your cow. And if you also bought, we had like a 4-pack of animals that you could paint, you will get those 2 things. So you will already have access to what you paid for. It just won't be the live experience, but you will still have the teaching experience from me with all of the same resources. If you would like, just go ahead and join the, we will give you access to the flamingo I'm not the flamingo. I'm looking at the flamingo painting right here. We will give you access to our Florida Strong paint party for free. If you would like to also purchase that to have it donated, we would appreciate that as well. And at the same time, that day, October 19th, we will be opening the doors to the Creative Circle. So I know this is a lot. I hope this makes sense. It's been a really hard, tough decision, and I didn't realize how much the last few weeks were weighing on me until we kind of made this decision, and it was like this giant weight was lifted. I've been wanting to do something to help Fort Myers, to help Naples, to help the people in that area, and it's been really difficult to try and figure out the logistics of how to make that happen. And we often have 1,000 people just about attend one of our workshops. If we can get 1,000 people to attend, that's going to be a massive impact in donation. So I would love for this to spread. I would love for this to go beyond me. I would love it if other people attended, got the teaching materials, and then had their own paint parties and had another way of making donations and spreading the donations. the ways that you can help is you guys can spread the word. We will be running some ads. We will be posting. If you see any of our posts, make sure to share them with your friends. If you see one of our emails, invite friends to also attend. Post it on your timelines, share it in Instagram. The more chatter we get around this, the more it gets boosted, the more excited people are about this, the more publicity it gets, and the easier of a lift it is for everybody. Like I said, we're going to be committing some funds to advertising this, but the more that we can have your help with this, the bigger we can make it. And we're going to paint for purpose. It's what I said yesterday is I've done hurricane relief before. I've helped with, clearing out wreckage, tearing down walls. I can do that, but I feel like there's a bigger impact to make if we all band together and use our paintbrushes for good. We'll go through, I will do the same teaching I always do. I will teach you about color. I'll teach you about color mixing. I'll teach you about design. We will paint something together. And at the end of the day, you'll have a beautiful painting and we can make an impact together as well. So we are going to drop the link in the comments. If y'all want to get the ball rolling and start signing up now, that would be huge and massive. What we're going to be doing is we are going to be posting on our page in Learn Paint Grow on Instagram, all the places where we show up. We are going to be posting a poll where you can vote on what subject matter we paint. You can go ahead and sign up now and trust us that no matter what the subject it'll be fun, and we would love it if you would trust us that way. And then help us spread the word. On Monday, after we know what you guys have voted to paint, we will send out tracing, supply list, swatches, color swatches. We will send all of that out. Because this is, we're making this very simple to get to the widest number of people possible, we're not going to have this on the learning dashboard. We are just going to be sending out the replays via a link. So you do have to sign up to get the replay link. So we are very much looking forward to participating with you. Oh, Laura, thank you. This is a great question. The Creative Circle people, yes, because this is a benefit, we are not going to be, we would ask that the Creative Circle people sign up, and if you would like the replay, to pay for it. If you are in the Creative Circle and you do not yet have access to the COW workshop, we will be granting you access to the COW workshop as well, so that you get that. We said y'all were going to be painting with us. Also, if you're in the Creative Circle, our rooster is still going on next week. It's I'm in a place where I need to give, and so teaching is giving, and that feels good. So teaching you guys the rooster feels good. Asking and trying to promote the cow without having some kind of benefit felt hard. It didn't feel as good, but if we can do this for the Hurricane Ian survivors, that feels good to me, and that feels right, and that feels like we can make an impact. And the bigger that we can make this, the better. Let's see. I'm going to sit here and answer all of your questions. Angela, yes, you can absolutely do the replay if you sign up and pay. The replay is going to be $25, and if you want to make a bigger donation or you want the paint party rights, that will be $50. Like I said, 100% of the profits will be going to the Florida Disaster Fund, is the charitable organization that we have designated to receive all of the funds, all of the profits. Kim, you would love all three. Amy, oh, thank you. Thank you. And it was so good to see you yesterday in the Confident Acrylics Q&A. Thank you, Jody. Thank you, guys. Let me see, I'm going to scroll up and see if there were any other questions. This is going to be Wednesday, October 19th at noon. So that day we will go live at noon. It will be in a Facebook pop-up group. I think it's still labeled the Groovy Cow. We're going to keep it. It's going to be changed to the Florida Strong whatever. The Benefit Florida Hurricane Ian. My words are all bad. But I think what everyone's kind of using is the hashtag Florida Strong. So we're going to kind of lead with that. And we're going to call it the Florida Strong Paint Party. And I would love to show what we can do, what impact artists can have on the world. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an engineer. I can't go down and save lives. I can't go down and build bridges. But I do have a paintbrush, and I hope I do have some friends and that also want to do the same and help spread the word. And, really the thing about these storms is it takes a really long time to rebuild. This is going to take a really long time. It's not just a day, a week. And the media tends to, after the initial impact is gone, it tends to be forgotten. And it takes years to rebuild, and it takes years to get back. And so I think by doing this benefit, we can help impact people by getting the funds where it's needed. Susan, you bought the teach a class option. Awesome. If you don't feel like teaching a class, but you just want to donate, that's a great option as well. I would super recommend, if you have friends, get a couple friends together, each buy it, and do it together. You can broadcast it on your TV. We've had people do that before. Oh, Brooke. Brooke said she just gathered a group to do the cow and was going to hop on and purchase after lunch. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Sharon, that's awesome. Yes. I think that'd be lovely if you paint it and send it to your brother down in Florida. So just a quick recap, because I know some people hopped on late. What we are going to be doing is we are changing tack. It's a little late, but we still have plenty of time. On Wednesday, October 19th, we are going to be doing a Florida Strong paint party to benefit victims of Hurricane Ian. It's going to be at noon in our pop-up Facebook group that we have established, and we have the link in the comments. We're going to pin that link so that it's there. If you have already purchased the cow, we're going to give you the recording of the cow, and if you would also like to join us for the Florida Strong Paint Party, we would love it. We would love to have you join us. As a Creative Circle member, Mary Jean, we are asking Creative Circle members to donate, or you can come for free live if you want the replay, because this is to benefit victims of Hurricane Ian. Mary, the Groovy Cow, you will get access to the Groovy Cow. I just jumbled all of that? All right, let me start from the beginning. Wednesday, October 19th, we are doing a Florida Strong Paint Party. It's going to be at our pop-up Facebook group, and it'll be free. If you sign up, if you want to go and just sign up and show up, it's free. If you want to have profits go to victims of Hurricane Ian and get the replays, it's $25 or $50, depending on what you want to do. We highly recommend that you purchase one of the paid options, because 100% of the profits are going to be going to victims of Hurricane Ian via the Florida Disaster Fund, is the charitable organization we've designated. If you have already purchased the cow, you will receive the cow, and we can't wait to see what you do with him. This just feels a little bit closer to my heart and what we are feeling right now down here in Florida, and what we can do. So I love that, Sharon. Can we have a traceable that says Florida Strong in nice font to put on our painting somewhere? Yes. Yes. I will work on that. I will start teaching myself hand lettering in order to do a traceable. And if you know of anyone that could help us promote this, we would really appreciate it. If you have any organizations that would be willing to match donations or do some kind of challenge that way, we would love to participate with them. I would love to reach out to anyone that would like to help and get involved and do this. Let's make this bigger. Let's make this what we can. Let's take this and make this big, amazing event and show what power art has. Because art is super powerful, and it can be very powerful when used for good. And I think this is one of those times that it is appropriate to use it for good and show how much we care. Rosemary, are you writing something for me to read? Yeah. Okay. That's all right. Yep. So this, if anyone's wondering, we are going to be broadcasting this into our Facebook group, which is going to be the pop-up group. I think it's, like I said, it's still labeled Groovy Cal. Go ahead and join anyways. You're in the right place. We're working on getting everything moved over to this benefit. There's going to be a YouTube link available for non-Facebook users. So if you're not on Facebook, which I'm talking to everyone on Facebook now, but if you have a friend that isn't on Facebook, doesn't like Facebook, we will have a broadcast available that we can send you if you're not on Facebook, so you can attend live. This is not going to be on our learning platform. So you don't have to log in anywhere special. If you just have an email address and a web access and you can access YouTube, you can get everything via email and this YouTube link. So we are trying to make this as simple as possible to make the biggest impact